Here today with Coach Jeff Jones of the Garden City Bearcats. How you doing today, Coach?
I'm good. How are you doing, Tony?
I am doing well. I'm doing well.
Good.
So one of the things I'm doing in this series of interviews is just trying to establish how coaches wind up where they are and kind of, the path that they took to get where they are. So if you don't mind, if you can go through your coaching history and let us know how you wound up in Garden City.
Well, I mean, I grew up in a coaching family, so I mean, it was pretty. I don't want to say predetermined I was going to be a coach, but I really didn't want to do anything else. I mean, I always wanted to be around sports for the rest of my life, and teaching and coaching was so good to my family and helped raise me. So, and nothing really else that really interested me. So that was just from a young age, knowing what I wanted to do, and then you go off to college, and that's what you're gunning for, and eventually you make it out. And I was lucky enough, I got hired right out of college at a little town called Hart up in the Panhandle. I was there for 3 years. That was about the time me and my wife decided we're going to start trying to have a family. Well, her mother lives in Rankin, so it was time to get back down here, back down in the Permian Basin somewhere, just to be a little closer, and just to have that comfort zone for her and me, and knowing that somebody's going to be pretty close. So we went to Crane, Texas, and I was there for 8 years. And it was one of those things. I was football was never my favorite sport in high school. In fact, it was probably third on the list. I love track. I went to college and tried to run track. Basketball was big for me, but it seemed once I got in college, football is the sport I missed the most, just because you can't do it anymore. So that's kind of where I started leaning toward. That was my goal, was to be a head football coach someday. So, at Crane, I was around some really good athletic directors and head coaches. I was with Alan Cherry and Randy Dagey and Aldo Esparza. And luckily, Marfa took a chance on me, and I got the head coaching job there. And, and it was going good, and enrollment started dropping in Marfa. So, we were going to go 6-man, and, the board asked me, would you stay here? And 6-man's always kind of interested me. I had been to several games. That's just, even in high school in our open weeks, I would go watch 6-man games just because I thought it was a pretty cool game. And so I was like, all right. So I gave it a chance, and, that's the start of 6-man for me. And I'll never go back to 11-man now. So, Garden City opened up, gave it a shot, and lucky enough to get this job. And I've been here ever since, and, about to start my 8th year here. And it's a really good place. I love it. And, growing up in Rankin and playing against Garden City all the time, it was a big rivalry. And, there's a couple of guys that I played high school ball with that are now living in Glasscock County. So I'm coaching their kids, and, coaching kids of guys I used to play against. And, it's just that we always got along, great. And it's been a great place. And, they've accepted me here, and I love it here. And, I'm hoping God willing, I can finish out here. So we'll see what happens.
Now, you mentioned a few of the coaches that were mentors for you as you were coming up. And one of the roles you now have as the head football coach is mentoring your assistant coaches, as well as your players, but your assistant coaches. So talk a little bit about the role of developing your coaches, coaching the coaches for whatever is going to be next for them.
Well, I mean, I'm very lucky. The 3 guys we got on the football staff are all great coaches. I would hate to lose any of them. But I know at the drop of the hat, any of the 3 will do a great job coaching, having their own football program and being successful. It's just it's a tough job. I want them to stay here with me, of course, but I also want them to achieve their dreams. And that's part of working your way through the coaching ranks is you want to work your way up. So I know that one of our coaches, Coach Hall, has already been an athletic director and head coach. He was at Throckmorton before he came here. He's coaching basketball here. And then our defensive coordinator, Ollie Wilburn, I think he's been contacted several times already about interviewing for places, and he probably has gone and done a couple of interviews. And because I told him that's a great experience if you ever get to do it. And but I'm lucky enough that he went ahead and stayed here, so the Bearcats are lucky to have him. And then we got a young guy. It's going to be his third year out, and he's got a great mind. His name's Blake Gant. Grew up in Blum, so he's got 6-man connections all over the state, and he's going to make a really good head coach someday too. So I think it's very important that we push our assistants to achieve their dreams. I don't want to lose any of these three because they're great, and we wouldn't be the same without them. But I also want them to reach their goals. So part of it is making sure they're ready to go, and we let them call the defense or call offense. Coach Hall calls the offense for JV. Coach Gant calls the offense for the junior high because that is the fun part of coaching. So it's not like I'm going to sit here and call plays for the whole program. So having good coaches and guys who want to become better, that's what you really want to surround yourself with. And I think we got a good bunch here. So
now that's one of the kind of unique things about a small town is everybody has to do everything. Mm-hmm. I mean, there is no, you're the offensive coordinator for the varsity, you're the varsity track coach for high school, and that's all you do. So you get to, it's so small, you see everything. It's not just coaches doing everything, it's the kids. I mean, you probably know right now what elementary kids may well wind up under you. Talk a little bit about the dynamics of a small town.
I wouldn't want to be at any other level, to be honest. I want to be at a small school because I do like the interaction that we all get with all the kids. I take care of the offensive line, and I love coaching those junior high kids as much as I like coaching the varsity kids. I like teaching. I like teaching the fundamentals. I like the basics of everything. So, I don't want to be the guy that somebody else does all the work and then I get to coach them when they're finally varsity ready. I like teaching that, and it stays consistent all the way through. So you got kids with 6 years of hearing the same cues over and over and over, and that's just part of being in a small school is just you're busy a lot. And you earn that money, that stopping, but I wouldn't have it any other way. I love just seeing all of our youth get better, and all of our kids just keep improving, and I want to have a hand in that. So there's nothing like it. I wouldn't change it I wouldn't trade it for the world.
All right, now let's talk a little bit about the Bearcats right now and for the fall. So you're seeing your kids play their spring sports.
Yeah.
You've been watching the kids at junior high that are going to be coming up. So where do you stand, and what do you think it look like for the fall?
We're pretty excited about this coming year. We lose only 3 seniors. We're going to miss those guys. They were a good bunch of kiddos, and they're just a very small class. Our senior class only has 10 or 11 in it anyway, which is pretty small for us. We average around 20 or so per class, but that class just happens to be small, and there just happens to be only 3 boys that played football. So we're going to miss them, but they also had a great relationship with these juniors, and they take a lot of pride in that. So, but we got most of the team returning. One of those seniors started both ways for us, but the other 5 are back. I think we got 3 guys coming up from the JV that are going to help out tremendously and fill the void of the 3 seniors that are leaving us. But we got a lot of experience. Unfortunately, we had a bunch of injuries during that playoff game against Van Horn that we lost, and but a bunch of the other younger guys and backups got to come in and play the whole game. And I think we're ready to hit the ground running. Left a bad taste in our mouth losing in the first round because it's just not something we like doing. So it's always a tough region. So we're looking forward to it. We're really looking forward to the challenge. We got a really tough district. We got a tough non-district schedule. But I think it's going to get us ready for when it's time when the games really start mattering. It's all going to pay off. But we really are looking forward to this year.
All right. One more question before I let you go. Might be the hardest one.
Yeah.
Tell me something about Jeff Jones that most people don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. It's hard to. Man. I don't know. Most of the kids know that I really hate country music. A lot of people are like, you're an old man. You're supposed to like, that's the music you're supposed to like. I don't know. It's hard to say. I know back in my younger days, I was a heck of a break dancer. I was.
All right. Breaking 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Yep, sure. That was probably my favorite movie at that time. And, I watched it not too long ago. It's terrible. it's not a very good movie. So, but yeah, that was one thing I liked doing. That's the one dancing I could get behind right there.
All right, Coach. Thanks a lot for your time, and best of luck in the 2022 season.
Thank you very much. It was good seeing you again. Good talking to you.